Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Fumble Sports Daily Show. We have a loaded show, so much going on in the world of sports for a July 26th, or July 25th, rather. It is a loaded day full of topics. We have a lot to get into, whether it's rants, picks, fantasy plays. We've got a loaded show ahead of us. We also have our mock draft as well. So welcome in, everybody. It is 12 o'clock on the East Coast, which means Fumble Sports is with you on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. This is a loaded show. Saquon Barkley got paid. Jaylen Brown got paid. Bronny James is hopefully okay. We're sending out good thoughts to him. We'll talk about that a little later. Patrice Bergeron retired. Jimmy Graham came out of retirement, it sounds like, and has signed with the New Orleans Saints. So much going on in the world of sports, and of course, a full slate of MLB baseball, some WNBA as well. A lot to talk about today, so settle in because we have 2 hours of show ahead. So make sure you're joining us, and of course, wherever you are, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. We are live across all of our platforms, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and of course, on TikTok Live. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And of course, if you're new to Fumble Sports, Fumble Sports is a sports content company created by sports fans, for sports fans out there, wherever you're watching. If you like our content, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, and of course, reach out to us. I love engaging with you guys off the air, so if you want to hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, any of our platforms, obviously Twitter as well, or X, whatever we're calling it these days. So make sure you hit us up because we love to engage with you. But be a part of this great Fumble Sports community where we have so many sports fans engaging all the time. We put out rant videos. We put out pick videos. We talk to you guys live. So make sure you're a part of this amazing community every single day. And of course, I hope you guys are getting in your celebrity shot picks because every single day we have fun with you guys. You get to participate every day. Give out your celebrity shot picks. This is how everyone did yesterday. Tito's full send. Nice job going 2-0. Diego, first time with Diego putting a pickup on the board. Picked Ellie De La Cruz to hit a home run. Well done by Diego. Nice job there. Hammer Vice went 2-0. Everyone else went a combination of 1-1 and 0-2. We keep track of everyone's picks every single day. Again, that way you can play along at home, see how you guys do. We'll have a celebrity shot contest for the month of July. You'll have to have odds that are better or harder rather than minus 200. So odds that are a little bit more challenging. Got to pick some tougher picks in the month of August than we did in the month of July. How did Fumble Sports do yesterday? Mixed day. Our game picks kind of got busted by a lot of those walk-off home runs or those late game tying home runs. We had the Rangers. Astros obviously came back. We had the Dodgers. Blue Jays came back. So a couple of those busted on us. Kind of put us in a tougher spot overall with our picks. But 31-28. Game picks went 8-15. Player prop bets did really well. I feel like we're really starting to drill down on who's going to get a hit. Hits, runs, RBIs, and strikeouts. I feel like we're doing a good job every single day, doing a better job with our player prop bets. Overall, the parlay plays went 5-6, kind of contributed to the bad day, but speaks to how we didn't have a few of those games ultimately come out the way that we wanted. Long ball, long shots today, we went 2-7 with Christian Walker and Max Muncy going yard. No stolen base picks hit. You guys went 8-6. That's how things went yesterday. It's a brand new day, new opportunity to talk some sports. Hope you are excited about it because there is a lot going on today. For a late July day, so much going on. First of all, as I clear out the results from yesterday and encourage you guys to get your picks in, we have to start with the Supermax deal that Jaylen Brown just signed. I just put out a rant video about it across our platforms. 5-year extension for $304 million. Absolutely crazy the amount of money that he just made. Boston Celtics really didn't have a choice, but Jaylen Brown just got paid unlike any other player in NBA history. It is going to change the league. It is going to change everything about the economics of not just the NBA, but I think North American sports. We saw the Mbappe to Saudi Arabia offer and what went out there. that is obviously international soccer money, and I think domestically in the United States, we kind of throw that to the side. But Jaylen Brown, a player that isn't even the best player on his team, getting $304 million over 5 years, tells you that the economics of the NBA are about to explode in ways that we haven't seen since the NFL decades ago, and it will challenge other sports to compensate their players. Players are going to see what Jaylen Brown just got, and they're going to go, hey, if he's not the best player on his team, if he's not the best player in his league, if he's not the best player in his division, then if I am, why shouldn't I be paid and compensated? Now, obviously, there are arguments against that, but Jaylen Brown just set the market in not just the NBA, but across North American sports moving forward. Speaking of getting paid, Saquon Barkley got paid as well. He agreed to a 1-year extension, $11 million with incentives included in that. And as you guys know, that's what I was calling for. I think I even said $10 to $11, $12 million yesterday when we talked about it. I thought that was the appropriate amount. Saquon, that's plenty of money for 1 year of work. If you want to go out and earn that contract, you still have more opportunities to. It will continue to get harder, but $11 million a year is nothing to sneeze at. I think he came to his senses, get in camp, be competitive. If the Giants are playoff caliber, you can make more money from your endorsements, all that you do off the field, than your salary. So go into camp, go work hard, go make the Giants a better team. That $11 million, that'll be nice, but that actually won't be the nest egg. That's why it was important for him to get into camp. Thought it was smart of Saquon Barkley. Couple of topics that we just hit off the board, since obviously there's a lot going on in the world of sports. If you want to get your celebrity shot picks in, let us know. Put them in the comment section. And as Deadpool has alluded to, we send out thoughts, we send out prayers, good wishes, and obviously good energy to Bronny James. Bronny James reportedly had a cardiac arrest event while working out at USC. I believe that was this weekend. I don't want to touch on that too much because that is a personal matter and a private matter for the James family. So we send out good vibes, we send out good wishes, and obviously good thoughts. But I'm not going to talk about over the course of the show because, frankly, what happens with someone's child is none of our business, and I don't consider him actually a celebrity yet. I know that he is by his endorsement deals, by the fact that he has a large social media following, but I still consider him the child of an athlete. And I don't personally like to do that with a child of an athlete or the child of a star or a well-known person. I like to give them their privacy. So I wish the James family well. I hope everybody is safe. As you guys know, I wish that for everybody all over. I hope everybody is doing well, not just those out there in the sports world, but you watching at home as well. Hope you're having a great day and hope those that you care about are doing well at home. That said, we have a lot to get into today with today's show. I have a ton of MLB game picks to get to. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I have 23 MLB game picks that I'll be dropping over the course of the show. Some Easter eggs for you. I also have 4 WNBA games. IP Shade 45, we just touched on Jaylen Brown signing that ridiculous 5-year, $304 million Supermax deal that will reset the standard, not just across the NBA, but across North American sports. Because no, this isn't Mbappe, this isn't Messi, this is a brand new deal. When Jaylen Brown, what I consider an A- player in the NBA, which is still a high compliment to me. I think if you're an A- player, you're amongst the top, let's say, 20 players in the league. But do I think Jaylen Brown is a top 10 player in the NBA right now? I don't. So the fact that he's making $304 million over 5 years is an unbelievable statement about where the NBA is right now, especially because the NBA is on the come up. MLS might be on the come up with Messi, but in a smaller way. The NBA's contracts with TV rights coming up. The NBA on NBC, that wants to come back. ESPN has invested heavily in the NBA to be their out of sport programming when the NFL isn't going on. So the NBA's value is so important right now, and Jaylen Brown is kind of the first domino in the economics filtering its way to the players in such a tsunami-like way. It's going to be remarkable. Yes, Jorge, we have a loaded show going on. We have rants. We were talking about Saquon Barkley. We're talking about Jaylen Brown. Jimmy Graham. Yes, the tight end, Jimmy Graham out of the U, is back in the NFL. He is signed with the New Orleans Saints for some reason. Who thought that would occur? So he comes back. Patrice Bergeron, for those hockey fans out there, Patrice Bergeron, arguably one of the best two-way players in hockey history, has retired after, I believe, 19 seasons with the Boston Bruins. One of the great careers, only one cup. We'll touch on that a little bit later as well. Of course, we also do have our mock draft. We will be doing a mock draft today. So everybody, really happy to have you in the show. And of course, we've got a ton of picks to get to. So let's get to some picks, everybody. Let's get to some picks right now because we are going to give out a bunch of picks over the course of the show. First picks that I'm going to give out today are going to be Orioles plus 1.5 and the Orioles, Phillies, yes to a run in the first inning. We're going to give out over 23. We're going to give out 23 picks, MLB game picks over the course of the show. We will give out 4 WNBA picks over the course of the show. We will also give out a ton of player prop bets. And when I say a ton of player prop bets, oh boy, do I mean it. I've been doing my research more on players that we like to get hits, runs, RBIs, and those who are going to have a bad day. So we'll do a couple of sessions where we just rip through a bunch of players. We'll do our reverse engineering to look at walks allowed plays. We'll do strikeout plays. We're going to do a lot. IP Shade 45, thank you so much for the confetti. IP Shade 45, where do you want us to start? I'm going to ask the question and pose it to you. What kind of picks do you want? Do you want MLB game picks? Do you want WNBA picks? Do you want player prop bets, good or bad? What would you like, IP Shade 45? Since you dropped the confetti, what kind of picks do you want coming your way? YA Tittle wants MLB. Alex wants MLB. What does IP Shade 45 want? MLB game picks, player prop bets, WNBA picks. What do you want? Seems like MLB is the popular play. What does IP Shade 45 want for dropping that confetti? We'll see what IP Shade 45 is going to go with. That said, I really appreciate all of you guys being with us. Give the people what they want. Let's go. Let's go, IP Shade 45. If the people want it, the people get it. Vox Populi, Vox Diem. Yeah, that's right. Super nerd over here. The word of the people is the word of God. While I was doing that, of course, I spell Angels. Angels, I'm going to have them cover the plus 1.5. I will also take the Angels, Tigers, no run in the first inning on that game. No run in the first inning on that game. Additionally, let's look at Marlins, Rays. I'm going to take no run in the first inning on that one as well. Good pitching matchup in that game. So just expect across the board, real quick, looking at the weather across the games today, I'm not expecting a high score like we've had maybe over the last few weeks. I'm expecting today to be some lower scoring games. Home runs might be up in a few of them, but overall, we only have one game with a double-digit probability when it comes to home runs. So, likelihood of home runs being up only in that Red Sox game at Fenway Park against the Braves. Obviously, those two offenses, not surprising, and the weather plays to it. But other than that, across the board, not expected to be a very high-scoring day across baseball. It is a warmer day, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a lot of runs. It has to do with the wind. It has to do with the pitching matchup. It has to do with a lot of factors. So I'm just letting you guys know, for a number of games, I kind of actually lean towards the under, and for a number of games, I'm taking no run in the first inning. We do have some first inning run plays, but usually I am higher on the yes to a run in the first inning than no. Today kind of goes counter to that, simply because some of the matchups that we have, the weather, and how I see things playing out across these games. So just wanted to allude to that very quickly before I go back to my picks. Additionally, let's get Rays on the money line. Tyler Glasnow on the mound, so I do like that one. Let's continue to drop picks for you guys. Mets, Yankees meeting in the Subway Series once again. I will take a run in the first inning on this one. Verlander versus Domingo Germán. I have a couple players that I want to give out for a long ball, long shot of the day in that game, so that is definitely one I've got my eye on. I will also take the Mets first 5 on the money line. I think that Verlander gets them out to a good start, and they have a lead through the first 5 innings. I'll keep rocking through some of my picks. Rockies plus 1.5. Rockies plus 1.5. And the last one that I'll give out, because we got all of that confetti, just dropping a ton of picks for you guys. Last one I'll give out is going to be Royals to cover as well. Again, I think they're going to be tighter games. I don't see blowouts today. So that's why I'm taking a lot of these plays today. Drew, appreciate you hitting us up about that. Let's get to a player prop bet play. How about that? Let's talk about Cody Bellinger, looking at his stats. Additionally, we will get to some of your celebrity shot picks as well. We will do player prop bets as well. So don't worry, we've got a lot to get into in today's show. I did see a celebrity shot pick early. Elliott Robinson getting that celebrity shot pick in. Let's get Elliott Robinson up on the board. Additionally, no matter where you guys are watching, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you share your celebrity shot pick with us. We love getting your 2 best picks of the day. We keep track of them. That way you guys can play along at home. So make sure that you share those celebrity shot picks with us. We love getting those. And of course, if you have questions, we try to answer all of them throughout the course of the show. So we have a couple people asking different questions. One was about Cody Bellinger. One was about Luis Robert. Those 2 are doing battle in Chicago as the Cubs play the White Sox. Let's start with Cody Bellinger. Want to make sure I get my notes up. And yes, sir, I do like Cody Bellinger today. He does have good numbers. Over half a hit. I can get this at minus 165. He's going up against Michael Kopech. This is a very decent odds play right here. And by the way, the reason I said decent, Jorge got decent in my head. Decent outing from Wainwright yesterday. Yeah, he really had a bounce back day. Did not expect that from him. That said, I do like Cody Bellinger today. This is cashed in 9 of the last 10 games. I like this matchup. I'm only asking for over half a hit. So for our first player prop bet of the day, I will throw Cody Bellinger up on the board for over half a hit in a non-chalky play. And when I say a non-chalky play, what do I mean? Chalk to me is like taking a heavy favorite, minus 200 or more. So minus 200, minus 250, minus 300. That's very chalky to me. That's like taking a favorite and you've got to give out more money than you would be winning. On the other side, we really like that number being closer to minus 100, even money. So I put down 100, I get 100 back. That's what we're looking for. Sometimes we get plus money opportunities like long ball, long shots of the day. Players we think are going to get a home run. Or if we take a player that we think is going to get a stolen base, those can be a plus money play. But for the most part, we're going to talk a lot about, minus plays. Macy Toru, great to see you in the comment section. Y.A. Tittle, I see your celebrity shot pick. Let's get Y.A. Tittle up on the board, and then we will look at Luis Robert Jr. Y.A. Tittle 24 is putting up on his celebrity shot picks. Is that Wilson Contreras or William Contreras? I think I know where you're going, but just confirm for me, Y.A. Tittle, which Contreras you're going with. And while you do that, I will look up Luis Robert. And not only do I like Luis Robert on over half a hit's not a good play because it's too chalky. I'm choking on that chalk. Minus 1.5, I would take that. And I would take Luis Robert on a home run. So this will be my first long ball, long shot of the day. Luis Robert to hit a home run. I would also take Luis Robert on over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. I do like that play as well. But I'm showing you the minus 150 on the over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. How about home runs? Plus 330. Plus 330 with an implied probability of 23%. I just love the matchup that he has against Kyle Hendricks, rather. Good numbers against Kyle Hendricks lifetime. When I talk about good numbers, 6 at-bats, 2 home runs, and 3 hits. That's what we want to see when it comes to a home run pick. So he has good numbers, obviously, over the course of the last week, a couple of home runs to go with it. But love the idea of taking him on over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and taking him on the home run as well. We have hit 2,000 likes, so that long ball, long shot of the day is up on the board. Y.A. Tittle, they're both catchers. By the way, Jorge's saying Cody Bellinger is available on over half a base as well. Very interesting. Over half a base. It is available at minus 165. Yeah, good call. Not one that I had, but I'll double down on it. Cody Bellinger, over half a base. Seems like an interesting play given how hot he's been. Sportsbooks might know something on that, so be wary of it. I'm following the trends, but be wary of that one. Maybe the sports books are trying to bait us a little bit, so just letting you guys know. Funny enough, Jorge, so the player I like, it's not Wilson Contreras. I like William Contreras, so that is a player that I like today. I'll get him up on the board. It's William Contreras of the Brewers, over 1.5 bases, not a good play. Over half a hit. A very good play. Minus 230. I will take that. It is chalky on that. William Contreras. Over half a hit. It is chalky. That said, I'd also look for the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Again, for all of those watching on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick, make sure you write in your comments and questions. We love engaging with you guys, hearing what you guys want to focus on. I'll also take William Contreras. Over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of offense in this game. Corbin Burns pitches really well against the Reds. Really interested to see if we get a lot of offense, but I think William Contreras could be the source of it, at least for the Milwaukee Brewers. Drew, we did hear about Bronny, and as I mentioned earlier in the show, we are sending out good energy, good thoughts, wishing the best for the James family, hoping that he's okay. But we're not going to talk about it too much because I like to allow the kids of celebrities, well-known figures to have their privacy. This is a private moment for the James family, so we send them good thoughts. We hope he's well. We're so grateful for the fact that the USC medical staff was there and could get him to a hospital right away. But we're going to focus on the sports day, and we're going to let that family have its privacy in this moment where obviously they're concerned about their child. So with that said, we're going to focus back. We're going to get some more celebrity shots up on the board. Y.A. Tittle, did you want the 1.5 bases on William Contreras as well, or Wilson Contreras? I'm going to put William Contreras up here for the moment. I don't know if you're tailing me or not. Over 1.5 bases is what I'm seeing you're asking about. So, thank you guys so much, by the way, for supporting the show. We appreciate it. Great to have you guys as a member of this amazing Butt Fumble sports community. Let's get Top Dog up here with his celebrity shot pick of the day. He's taking Marlins and Rays. No run in the first inning, tailing me on that. We are totally in line on that. You're also taking Kelsey Mitchell over 1.5 3-pointers made. A nice WNBA player prop bet that Top Dog just went to. Let's put this up on the board. I have 4 WNBA game picks that I'll drop over the course of the show, but you're asking about Kelsey Mitchell. Over 1.5 3-pointers made. Strong play. 68% implied probability. Minus 210. She is playing a good defense against the 3, but I will take this one. I'm going to tail it with you. Kelsey Mitchell over 1.5 3-pointers made. I'm tailing you on that one. Let me give out one of my WNBA picks. Oops. I'll drop one of my WNBA picks right now. First one that I'm going to go with is the Mercury and the Dream. I'm going to take the under in this one. Now, I just want to show you where we could get it because with the WNBA, we can usually get good alternative lines. So I always want to check where I could get it because minus 110 on 164.5, I can do better than that. Under 169.5, I'll take it. So there is a WNBA pick for you. I have 3 more of those to drop over the show. We still have a ton. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 MLB game picks to get to. We have a lot of player prop bets to get to. So let's keep going. Someone's asking about Jorge Soler. Is Jorge Soler at over half a hit a trap play? I think so, Jorge. I wouldn't take him today. I actually would take him on a strikeout. He is one of the players that I have in that collection of players that I think is going to have kind of a disappointing day. So if I jump back over, and I put Jorge Soler, I like him on over half a strikeout today. Can't get it at the over. Even the 1.5, look at the implied probability, 62%, and this is cashed in 8 of the last 10 games. So I actually like Jorge Soler over 1.5 strikeouts. It's Tyler Glasnow, so I actually could see this hitting. I know usually we do not take a player when they're in this kind of situation with a 1.5. Jorge Soler might be my rarest of exceptions because he's a high strikeout guy going up against a high strikeout pitcher. So over 1.5 strikeouts is actually a play that I'm going to take as well. So that's how much I think that is a trap play. Yeah, I do like the WNBA game, Mercury and Dream on the under. B, I like that on the under. By the way, if any of you guys... Whoa. You want a big sports day? I've got a big sports day for you. We have breaking news. We have breaking news right now for college football. Breaking news in college football right now. It sounds like Jim Harbaugh is likely to be suspended. Michigan and the NCAA are working towards a 4-game suspension over a recruiting investigation. Clearly there were violations involved. So the NCAA and Michigan are negotiating right now a 4-game suspension for Jim Harbaugh. So for you college football fans, some breaking news across college football as Jim Harbaugh, it sounds like, will be suspended for 4 games at least. Sounds like Michigan and the NCAA are working through that. But we have that breaking news. Wow, unbelievable. This has been maybe the biggest sports day that we've had late in a July that I can recall. You have Saquon Barkley gets paid. Jaylen Brown with the largest contract in NBA history. Patrice Bergeron, an all-time great NHL player, retires. Jimmy Graham returns to the Saints, comes out of retirement. Harbaugh is now being suspended for recruiting violations. This is an unbelievable sports day. And by the way, we still have a fantasy football mock draft to get to in an hour. We still have MLB game picks that we're giving out. We have WNBA game picks that we're giving out. This is the most loaded sports day that I can recall in a late July in years. So an unbelievable day. But Harbaugh suspension, 4 games is what it's being reported. That is coming across. Yahoo is the first one to be reporting it as I'm seeing it. I'm not saying they're the one that actually is the source on this. They're just the first that's recording it across the scroll that I look at. So, everybody, big sports day. Hope you're buckled up right now. We've got more celebrity picks to get to. Drew's got a celebrity shot pick, so let's get to that. We also have Ben giving his celebrity shot pick. But wow, Harbaugh is going to be suspended. That is nuts, bananas. I cannot believe it. Wow. This is a crazy sports day, everybody. Let's get Ben up on our celebrity shot big board. Rays -1.5, and he's also taking Cubs on the money line. I love those plays, Ben. Nice job. Again, if any of you guys want to be a part of our show, just share your celebrity shot picks with us, just like Drew did. Drew 7382. Let's get you up on the board. Drew 7382, and your picks are going to be Drew Eduardo Rodriguez over 6.5 strikeouts. Eduardo Rodriguez. Oh. Now, the one thing I would say is make sure that you're getting the hook in your favor. What do I mean by the hook? That's that 0.5. That's that 0.5. So 6 isn't a great spot to take it. Let's see if we can get Eduardo Rodriguez on 5.5. Yeah, we can get it at 5.5. So make sure you're getting it there. Make sure you're taking it there, Drew. You don't want the 6, because if you hit 6, you don't cash any money. So make sure you're getting it at 5.5. That's what we wanted to take it at. It's actually a really good trend, good implied probability. I'm going to jump on this one. I'm going to add it to my big board. So let's tack this one on. That's Eduardo Rodriguez. Erod over 5.5 strikeouts. That's a good find. Really good find. Just make sure you're taking it at the 5.5. Yeah, B, the one thing I want to share with you guys to try to make sure you guys are taking the best bets possible, when you see bets that are offered at that kind of flat number value at 6, for example, Eduardo Rodriguez over 6 strikeouts. If he has 6 strikeouts, you do not win money. Okay, that's called a push. It means that you hit the exact line. You don't want to do that. You want to go above the line if you're picking the over. So make sure you get that hook in your favor, that 0.5. So get it at the 5.5. Get it at the 5.5. You could get it at 6.5. You could get it at 4.5. You can get it at different alternative lines, but wherever you take it, make sure you get that hook in your favor. Again, perfect example. Look at this start against the Chicago White Sox in May. He had 6 strikeouts. You would not be cashing money on that if you took the line at 6. So make sure you take it at the 5.5. It's been a really good trend, very consistent. The Angels have been striking out more of late, especially Shohei Ohtani. So it's a good play, but make sure you take it at that 5.5. Mario, appreciate you following us. Welcome to this great Butt Fumble Sports community. Hope you're having a great day. We are getting some gifts from you guys, so every time you guys give a gift, we want to give out a pick. I've got a ton of player prop bets to get to, so I'll just drop those over the course of the show. Let's give out one right now, and it's going to be Bryce Harper. Let's see what we could get Bryce Harper on. Bryce Harper, can we get him on over half a hit? No. 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Yes, we can, and yes, we will. This is a good play. Hasn't been a great trend of late, but I do like the pitching matchup against Kyle Gibson. He hasn't faced him, but it's a good righty-lefty matchup. I actually think Harper has a good day, so I'm going to tack this on. Bryce Harper over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. If you can find it at over half a hit, I would certainly take that. We have hit over 4,000 likes. Because of that, we have a long ball, long shot of the day to give out. A player that we think is going to hit a home run. So, next one we're going to give out, Pete Alonso. I have a couple players from this Mets-Yankees game. Look, Pete Alonso has definitely been the player that every time I bet him, he doesn't seem to come through. Every one of us has that kind of player. Every one of us has that player that we lean into, and it feels like that's the day he has a slump. I am letting you guys know that now. However, if the data says that he's going to have a good day, I have to believe in it. So, Pete Alonso, you are back on the clock. Home run, I'm taking it at 23% implied probability, plus 340 on the odds if I take it at BetMGM. Additionally, I'll just take over half a hit. I'm not going to go crazy. Minus 210, I'll take the over half a hit. Could I get the over half a base? No. So I have to take the over half a hit. That's where I'm going to take it. I like him against Domingo Germán, so that's another play that I'll put up on my board. Pete Alonso over half a hit. And it is the leg of a parlay. When we have odds that are minus 200 or worse, I put this symbol next to the bet to let you guys know that I would consider it in a parlay. Think of it being 3-4 legs. I wouldn't go too crazy. Some of you guys may like to go like 10-leg parlays and try and pay off your mortgage. I'm not going to recommend those. I recommend kind of snug 3-4 leg parlays, but do a rotation of them. Do 3, 4, 5 of them. That way you get more overall bets that you're kind of covering the roulette wheel as opposed to putting all of your chips on one individual number. So that's kind of how I think about it. WNBA pick, do I like the Vegas Aces covering in that game? No, I don't. I'm not going to touch that game because I really don't like the line, so I'm actually not going to play that game. The one pick I will give out for that game, and I'll look at it just to make sure I get the right alternative line on this. Aces and Sky. I like the over in this game. I'll take the over at over 163.5. So this is another WNBA pick. I'm taking Aces and Sky, Aces Sky over 163.5. So that's my WNBA pick. The reason I like it, Aces have covered that number very consistently. It's split decently for Chicago. I am a little concerned about Chicago being at home. They're a better defensive team. But that said, I will lean towards the over, especially at that alternative line of 163.5 that I just threw up there. By the way, for all of those who like doing fantasy football mock drafts, in about an hour, we will do a fantasy football mock draft. Every single day, we've been doing a fantasy football mock draft that you guys can participate in. Ben Barnes has already jumped in. I'm in there. If you guys want to join our fantasy football mock draft that we will be doing at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, just hit us up on Instagram. That's Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. If you're watching on TikTok, go to Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Just hit me up, DM me. We will give you that link. We'll share that link with you. By the way, Ben is getting in there quick. And the reason he is he's watching on YouTube. If you watch on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, there is a link that's pinned to our live stream. Hit that pinned link. It takes you over to Sleeper. You can jump into the fantasy football mock draft. So if you guys want to join our fantasy football mock draft in 1 hour, make sure you hit the link. If you're watching on Twitch, Kick, or YouTube, if you're watching on TikTok Live, just DM us on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. One more time, that's Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Just DM us. I'll share the link with you guys. You can go claim a team. We are going to do a 10-team half PPR snake mock draft. One more time, we're going to do a snake draft. That's 10 teams. That's going to be a half PPR league. We haven't done a half PPR league so far, so wanted to put that out there for you. Again, we'll do that in about 1 hour, 55 minutes or so. So DM us on Instagram if you want to be a part of that mock draft. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Now let's get back to some of our picks. We have a lot of work to do because we have that mock draft in about an hour. Let's do some reverse engineering, everybody. One of our favorite things to do every day is to go through players that we think are going to give up walks, pitchers that we think are going to not have a good day, that they're going to give up too many walks. We reverse engineer this. We use this tool, Outlier, which is a good sports data tool that we use every single day. We go to the implied probability, we pump it up, and we see which pitchers have the greatest implied probability on a walk. Kyle Hendricks on over half a walk. It is a little chalky for me. So minus 245 on over half a walk play really isn't attractive to me. Normally, 1.5 is really the threshold that we like. Over half a walk for Kyle Hendricks, I'm going to skip it. Not because it won't cash, because at minus 245, it doesn't appeal to me. If you guys like it, make sure you add it into a parlay. But for me, just not attractive enough. So I do like Chris Bassett, though, over 1.5 walks. I do like this play. I know it hasn't been consistent over his last 10 starts, but I like this one against the Dodgers. So this will be our first reverse engineering play of the day. Chris Bassett over 1.5 walks allowed. It is the leg of a parlay because it's a minus 210 play. Every time we have odds that are minus 200 or worse, we are going to recommend that it's a parlay play. Taijuan Walker, minus 190. Yes, please. Taking that right away. Taijuan Walker, over 1.5 walks allowed. Against the Baltimore Orioles, a good offense. Yes, I do like that one. Steven Matz, he's walk prone. Let's look at it on the road, especially 3 out of the last 6. Wish it were a bit more consistent over the last few starts, but I do like this play as well. Steven Matz, not 7 Matz, Steven Matz, over 1.5 walks allowed. By the way, these plays did very well for us yesterday. That's one of the reasons we lean into these. Merrill Kelly, this has been a good, consistent play of late. Look at the greenage on our graph. A lot of walks allowed for him. How about at home? 3 straight games. Merrill Kelly, over 1.5 walks allowed. That's a minus 167. We continue to look. Verlander, 62% implied probability on this. On the road, 2 out of the last 4. Head-to-head against the Yankees, no. That's the only reason I'm staying away from it. I just don't want to bet him too much on the walks allowed. I could see it being 2, but I'm not going to touch it. Let's talk about JP France against the Rangers. At home, 3 straight games without it, not going to touch it. Kyle Gibson, how has this been on the road? Cashed 4 out of the last 5. Kyle Gibson over 1.5 walks. Kyle Gibson over 1.5 walks allowed, and that's a good play because he's just giving up walks while on the road. Last one I'm going to focus on, I think, is Domingo Germán. At home, good play as well. I'm taking it. Over 1.5 walks allowed. Outside of the no-hitter and the perfect game, hasn't had a great season, actually. Corbin Burns, this has been a very consistent play. He has pitched really well against the Reds. That's my only concern in taking this one. He's pitched very well against the Reds, so I will take it, but it's my one concern about this play. Corbin Burns over 1.5 walks allowed. Are there any others? Griffin Canning, how has it been on the road? Not consistent enough. Pablo Lopez, usually a good pitcher. How has it been at home? Not consistent enough. Alex Cobb, 1.5. Anything we like here? Kind of scattered. How about at home? Not consistent. So those are our reverse engineering plays of the day that we just got up on the board. And yes, Drew, I saw that story about Aaron Hernandez's brother. Absolutely crazy. I'm not going to dive into that one. It's too nuts for words. I'm sure you guys can find it on social media, but a crazy story involving Aaron Hernandez. There is some mental illness in that family. And like everybody, I wish everybody good mental health. I wish everybody good physical health. I don't care if you're LeBron James's son or you're a member of the Hernandez family. I wish everyone good mental health, good physical health. There's some sad stories out there. So everyone, I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're okay. A lot of things going on in the world of sports, though. A lot of money being dropped. Jaylen Brown got the Supermax. Saquon Barkley signed a 1-year extension with the New York Football Giants. Patrice Bergeron retired. Jimmy Graham is coming back to the NFL for the New Orleans Saints. And it sounds like Jim Harbaugh is going to be suspended by the NCAA for 4 games. The Michigan athletic department, I guess, is negotiating with the NCAA, so something to keep your eye on. Kyle Klein, good afternoon to you. Hope you're having a great day. Again, if you guys want to get in on our fantasy football mock draft in about an hour, make sure that you hit us up just like Drew did. Drew hit us up, asked for that link to get into our fantasy football mock draft that we do every single day. Drew, I'm sending you that link right now on Instagram. Just DM us on Instagram. That's Fumble Sports on Instagram. We will share that link with you, and that way you can be a part of our fantasy football mock draft. More confetti coming our way. IP Shade 45. What do you want it? IP Shade 45, what kind of picks do you want? We've got more MLB game picks. We have only 2 more WNBA picks. I could give out the rest of those. Do you want MLB player prop bets? What do you want? IP Shade 45. It's up to you. We can do positive player prop bets. We can do negative player prop bets. Let us know what you want, IP Shade 45, for dropping that confetti. We really appreciate that. Prop bet picks, your pick. Okay, let's go. Let's go with positive prop bets. Nah, let's go negative. Let's go negative. We're going to rip through a bunch of negative player prop bets right now to say thank you to IP Shade 45 for hooking us up with that confetti. We're going to look for players specifically with over half a strikeout. That's one play that we're going to be looking for. We're also going to be looking for over 1.5 hits, runs, under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs if the strikeout number isn't in our favor. But let's get going, everybody. I'm going to start with a player that might surprise you guys, but it's going to be Shohei Ohtani. I actually think Shohei Ohtani, can we get him on over half a strikeout? No. And that just tells you Shohei has been striking out quite frequently, so just keep your eye on that number almost every day now. If we can get that at over half a strikeout, I would take that almost every day, so keep your eye on it. Let's go to another player, though, since it wasn't offered. We will go to Giancarlo Stanton on over half a strikeout. Nope, not available against Justin Verlander. Let's go to Gleyber Torres. Over half a strikeout, 63% probability. He doesn't have great numbers against Verlander, so we're throwing Gleyber Torres up here. Gleyber Torres over half a strikeout. By the way, the odds on that, minus 170. Let's do another one. Is Tommy Pham going to be in the lineup? If he is, it's at 1.5. No, don't take it. Okay, let's go to Jeff McNeil. Jeff McNeil, over half a strikeout isn't the play I want. I want the under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Jeff McNeil under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Doesn't have good numbers against Domingo Germán. So I'm taking the under with Jeff McNeil on that game. Another Met that I would take the it's actually no longer a Met. It confused me. He used to be a Met. Now he's with the Angels. Eduardo Escobar. I would take the under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I'll put him next to, in between his two teammates. And that's Eduardo Escobar. Under 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Let's get another one up on the board. I'm going to take, if Dominic Smith is available, I'll take him on over half a strikeout. Nope, he's not. Let's get back to strikeouts. How about Drew Waters of the Kansas City Royals? Nope, it's 1.5. Hits, runs, RBIs. The under, 61% here. I would take that. So Drew Waters, under 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Do you guys pay attention to the Kansas City Royals hitters and who could go under on their hits, runs, and RBIs total? Because we do here at Butt Fumble Sports. So that's one of the things you get when you come here. You get us looking for Kansas City Royals hitters to go under their hit total, under their hits, runs, and RBI total. Not often that you see those plays coming out on sports betting apps or anything like that. Let's go to our next one, Nick Prado. Nick Prado, can we get him on over half a strikeout? Nope, it's 1.5. I would again take the under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, but it's not available, so I would avoid it. Avoid Nick Prado, just no good play there. Next one would be MJ Melendez. Can I get him on over half a strikeout? Nope. Hits, runs, RBIs, 1.5. Not a good enough play on the implied probability. Not going to take it, but he is a player I don't think is going to have a good day. Let's go to Willy Adames on a strikeout. Willy Adames. Nope, it's 1.5. Still looking for players for half a strikeout. Let's go to Willie Castro of the Twins. Half a strikeout, minus 230. A little too chalky for me on a strikeout play. I think it's going to cash. Minus 230. I wish this were closer to minus 210. I just kind of don't want to give up that extra little bit of money just because it's half, so not crazy about it. Someone's asking about George Springer, Boss Lady Murr. George Springer, half a strikeout. It's been a very consistent play. This has been a very consistent play. 10 straight games. Wow, we haven't seen a lawn in a while, everybody. When we see this much green on the screen, we call it a lawn. L-A-W-N. That's right, a lawn from George Springer with all those strikeouts. Now, he is going up against Julio Urias. And in his career against Urias, he doesn't have a strikeout, 1 for 3 lifetime. So Boss Lady Murr, I'm actually not going to touch it just because of that little bit of sample size that we have with his matchup with Urias. Just not worth it to me. Not going to take it. I understand if you do, but not going to take that one. Minus 245, not worth it to me, Boss Lady Murr. That's why I'm not going to take it. It's just not worth it to me. I've got to put down 245 to get back 100 for half a strikeout. Doesn't have a strikeout against him. Not going to do it. Just not worth it. We've been giving out a lot of player picks for guys we think are going to get out. Let's keep going through them. I know that IP Shave 45 dropped that confetti a while ago, but I'm having too much fun going through players that I think are going to get out. So let's just keep going through it. Let's go to Rafael Devers on over half a strikeout. Over half a strikeout, minus 270, not going to take it. Wouldn't take the under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs either, because he could always go deep. Let's go Mike Ford. 1.5 strikeouts. Nope, don't want that. Next one we're looking at is Christian Yelich. Christian Yelich is not... Yeah, there he is. Christian Yelich, over half a strikeout, minus 240. Again, not going to take it. Just a little too chalky for me, but keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on this one. Let's look at Yasmani Grandal. Over half a strikeout, minus 145. This is a good play. Let's get this one up here. Yasmani Grandal, over half a strikeout. That's against Kyle Hendricks. That's a play that I really like. Let's go to Carlos Santana. Next player that we're looking at, Carlos Santana, over half a strikeout, minus 240. Not attractive enough to me, given the odds. How about Connor Joe? Under 1.5. Nope. Not doing that. Couple more for you. Jason Hayward. Jason Hayward. Strikeouts. Over half a strikeout. Going to take this one. Jason Hayward has really struggled against Chris Bassett in his career. Over half a strikeout. Next one that I'm going to take. We'll see if he's actually playing tonight. Kevin Kiermaier. Over half a strikeout, very chalky at minus 280, so not going to take that play. How about Joey Votto? Joey Votto to strike out, 1.5. Doesn't have good numbers against Corbin Burns, so keep your eye on that one. And finally, last one, Jake Fraley to strike out. He has had terrible numbers against this pitcher as well. Not going to take it because it's at the 1.5. However, we just dropped a lot of picks on you guys, a bunch of picks on players that we think are going to strike out. So there are some players we think are not going to have a good day. Bunch of them up on the board for you. Let's go to Jorge's question. Jorge's question about Jose Siri. Who do you think will be the biggest player in the MLB trade deadline? I hope it's Shohei Ohtani because the Angels need to make that move. I hope it's Shohei. I think it would just inject a lot of energy into Major League Baseball as well at this time of year. Content Brody, great to see you. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great day. Chris Elder Jones, thank you for the question. By the way, let's get to that Jose Siri question. Jose Siri over half a hit. Jose Siri over half a hit. Not a good enough implied probability for me. Despite him having a good stretch of games over the last 5, not going to take that play. Not going to take it. No issue, Content Brody. You're all good. You're all good. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Make sure that you guys join us every single day. Of course, you can subscribe, follow, hit the like button no matter what platform you're watching on. Hit that like button on your screen. If you're on TikTok, tap it as many times as you can. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, tap it once. We really appreciate you guys supporting the show and hitting that like button. And of course, subscribing to the channel. Additionally, in about 40 minutes, 35 minutes, we will do our fantasy football mock draft of the day. We already have 3 people in the fantasy football mock draft. It will be a 10-team, half PPR, snake mock draft that we are doing at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We do it almost every single day here at Butt Fumble Sports. So if you guys want to get in on this fantasy football mock draft, make sure that you hit us up on Instagram. That's Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram, just like Jorge did. Jorge, thanks for hitting us up, DMing us. We will share that link with you. So Jorge, thanks for joining the show, getting in, and Andrew's now a part of it. Additionally, if you are watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. There is a link that is pinned to the stream. You can hit that link, join the mock draft. We do this so you guys can play along with us every single day, learn how you want to build your teams for fantasy football season. So we will do that mock draft at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, a fantasy football 10-team fantasy football mock draft. Jorge just jumped in there, so the spots are going quick. If you want to get in on it, make sure that you participate. Make sure that you hit us up. We also, of course, still have a ton of picks to give out. I'm going to give out my 2 more WNBA picks, my last 2 WNBA picks right now. I promised you guys 4. I'm taking the Sun Wings. I'm taking the under in that game. But let's see what the exact alternative line is going to be. That's the Sun Wings. I'm going under on that. And the under that I will take is under 171.5. 171.5. The final WNBA play that I will give out also comes from this game. I'm going to take the Sun to cover. So I'll take Connecticut Sun covering. How many can I get them by? Plus 5.5. Plus 5.5 at minus 155. So Sun plus 5.5. Those are all of my WNBA game picks that I just dropped on the screen for you. By the way, Schwarber is really struggling right now. Y.A. Tittle. No Chinese ping pong today. Though I do usually have a pick for you in Chinese ping pong. We usually do have our Chinese ping pong covered, but not today. Appreciate you guys tapping that screen. We're up to 6,000 likes. I want to give out another long ball, long shot of the day. And I'm going to double down on the Mets-Yankees game. I'm going to give you 2 picks right now, actually. I'll double down on this game. I am going to go Giancarlo Stanton. I do think he takes Verlander deep. So let me show you what those odds are. I do think he strikes out. I told you that earlier. I do think he strikes out, but I also think that he takes Verlander yard. So over half a home run, 22% implied probability. I can get the odds at plus 330. So I will take that. Additionally, can I get him on over half a hit? I can. 64% implied probability, plus 175. What about over half a base? I can do that as well. So I'll take Giancarlo Stanton over the half a home run. I will also take Giancarlo Stanton over half a hit. Very safe, over half a base rather. Very safe play. So there's another pick for you, but I promised 2 home run picks. So let's get another long ball, long shot of the day up on the board. And the next one that we are going to get to is going to be Francisco Alvarez. Francisco, that's fun to say. Over half a home run, 18% implied probability, plus 450. Let's get Francisco up on the board. Francisco Alvarez, rookie sensation for the Mets, to hit a home run. We also want to take him on an overplay of some kind, over half a hit. Yep, good play too. Minus 178, putting it up on the board. Francisco Alvarez over half a hit. Very nice that we were able to get these 2 plays the way that we did. Love that they're only half. Love that they're half. Jorge, I know Ohtani is available at an over half a base. That's absolutely a trap. That's absolutely a trap. Shohei Ohtani has bad numbers against this starting pitcher, so I would not take that play. I know he could hit a home run today. Great. I'm not going to put my money on it. I want to go chase things that I have more confidence in. Right now, Shohei Ohtani, not as hot as he was maybe a few weeks ago, and he has bad numbers against this starting pitcher. Any more MLB under-over picks, locks? I have one overplay. I'll drop a few more MLB game picks. You asked for an overplay. I'll start there, but not where you think. I'll start with the Cardinals, Diamondbacks, and I'll take yes to a run in the first inning. And yes, I will also take the Cardinals, Diamondbacks over 8.5 runs. So those are 2 more picks for you. Let's drop a few more MLB game picks. We will also take the Cubs on the money line. I like that play as well. Ben took that early. I like that as well. I will also take the Mariners, Twins, no run in the first inning. And I will also take the Mariners plus 1.5. So there are a couple more MLB game picks for you. I still have 2, 4, 6. I still have 7 more MLB game picks to give out over the course of the show. So no worries there. By the way, welcome into the show. If you're new to Butt Fumble Sports, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Butt Fumble Sports is live every day. We love talking sports with you guys, giving out picks, giving out fantasy plays. If you want our DFS lineup for the day, our baseball DFS lineup, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. We give out those picks every single day. And of course, play along at home. Give your celebrity shot picks every day, just like Diego. And I want to shout out Diego. He gave us a pick yesterday, Ellie De La Cruz to hit a home run, and he called it correct. So Diego, well done. Nice pick by you. Let's get Diego up on the board with his celebrity shot pick of the day. And he is going with Julio Urias over 4.5 strikeouts. Everybody gets 2 picks, so if you want your 2 picks up on the screen, just make sure you write them in the comment section. Write my celebrity shot or my celebrity pick. Let's drop the rest of my MLB game picks to say thank you to IP Shade 45 for hooking us up with that confetti. Additionally, get your celebrity shot picks in while I'm doing that. Okay, let's get the Reds, Brewers, no run in the first inning. We will also take the Reds to cover. I know Corbin Burns pitches well against them, and that's why I'm just taking the Reds to cover and not to win outright. Next one that I will take the Padres, first 5 on the money line. I will take the Padres on the money line. I will take the Giants on the money line. Just ripping through picks right now. I'll take Blue Jays, Dodgers, yes to a run in the first inning. And the last one that I'll give out for the show, MLB game pick that I'll give out, last one is Dodgers on the money line. Those are all of my MLB game picks that we have just put up on the screen, everybody. All of my MLB game picks are right there for you. So if you are curious which games I like, they are up on the screen. If you DM us, by the way, on Instagram, we will share. Diego, I see you. Let's get you that link. We will share that link with you so you can get in on this mock draft. We are doing the mock draft at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We do it almost every single day. So if you guys are fantasy football owners getting ready for the season, it's only a few weeks away. We do a fantasy football mock draft almost every single day. Today's mock draft will be a 10-team snake draft, half PPR league. So that way, for those who play in different leagues, we try to put in different variables each time, different number of players, different scoring system. That way you guys can get a sense of how you want to play your draft, no matter what kind of draft you're in. We will do an auction draft at some point, probably later this week. I know we haven't done an auction draft yet. Those take a little longer. We will do an auction draft at some point because I'm a big auction draft guy. With that said, IP Shade 45, I did see that. I actually do think Justin Fields will accomplish that. Not this year, but over the course of his career, he will have a 4,000-yard season, the first in Bears history. Let's get some celebrity shot picks up on the board. And don't know why it keeps doing that. Let's go. That's Ann Carhone. 1. And your celebrity shot pick is going to be Ellie De La Cruz over 1.5 hits. Ooh, interesting. And you are also taking Mets on the money line. Okay, you are on the board. Kyle Klein, Top Dog, Dante, Ben, Haley, Jeff, Mark. If any of you, Yoni, if any of you want to share your picks from YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Kick, make sure you share them with us right now. Let's get Jorge's celebrity shot pick up on the board. Jorge won our Celebrity Shot contest in July, and his t-shirt, his free t-shirt, is on its way. Just got that ordered and shipped yesterday. George Kirby over 5.5 strikeouts. We're going to need to get a picture of you in that LeBron James shirt, Jorge. Get that up on Twitter, up on our Instagram page. Ben Barnes is saying on YouTube, nope, Bears will never have a 4,000-yard passing season, cursed forever. I guess when you have as many bad quarterbacks as Bears fans have had, there's a reason that you doubt eternally that you'll ever have a good passing quarterback. But I think the time is finally coming pretty soon. By the way, we haven't gotten any stolen base recommendations or none of you guys have shared the channel. When you guys share the channel, we give out stolen base picks. Let's get a few on the board. Jarren Duran is facing Charlie Morton. He gives up a lot of stolen bases. So let's get Jarren Duran up on the board for half a stolen base. 26% implied probability, plus 280 on the odds. Love the play. If I think he's going to get a stolen base, I think he's going to get on base. But really, probably it's 1.5. Hits, runs, RBIs. Is it 1.5 or is it 2.5? It's 1.5. I would take this play. So let's get it up here as well. Jarren Duran over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs going up against Charlie Morton in that Braves-Red Sox game. Thank you guys for sharing the channel. Appreciate you guys so much for hooking us up with that share. Let's get some more stolen base picks. The more you guys share the channel, the more stolen base picks we give out. Next one I'm going to give out is going to be Josh Lau. Josh Lau. I know there's a bunch of Lows and Laus on that Rays team. Let's go look at that. He actually leads the Rays in stolen bases against right-handed pitching. Cabrera gives up a lot of stolen bases. Over half a stolen base, 26% implied probability, plus 285. Once again, can I get him on over half a base? I actually can. That's a good play. I wouldn't have taken it anywhere else. So Josh Lau over half a base. Really snug play. Really like that one. And again, not a leg of a parlay, which is even nicer. Over half a base. Very nice. Not the last stolen base pick I'll give out. Let's give out another one. I'm going to take a bit of a risk on this one. I'm going to say Anthony Volpe gets a stolen base tonight. I don't have a huge confidence level on this. My confidence level is probably about 55%. But I think he gets it. It might be even lower than that. But I actually think he's going to get it. Over half a stolen base, 22% implied probability, plus 360. The question is, does he get on base? So over half a base is a play I'll take. But I'm also going to hedge on this a little bit. Anthony Volpe over half a base. It isn't the leg of a parlay, obviously. I'm also going to hedge, though, strikeouts. I'm going to take the over half a strikeout, even though it's minus 270. He strikes out too much. So I'm going to hedge on this one. I'm on both sides of it. Anthony Volpe over half a strikeout as well. It's a parlay play. Got some more stolen base picks I want to give out. Next one I'm going to give out is going to be, let's go with Fernando Tatis Jr. I think Fernando gets a stolen base. He's going up against Rich Hill. I can also see him hitting a home run. I'm not going to take him on the home run, though, but I will take him on the bag. Not up there. Not seeing him. That might be because the Padres, I don't know if they've announced a starting pitcher yet. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That said, you know who rakes against Rich Hill? Manny Machado. Manny Machado rakes against him. Let's take him on over half a home run, shall we? 20% implied probability, plus 400. I'm going to leave Fernando up there. Maybe he's not playing, but I'll leave him up there for the moment. Manny Machado, over half a home run. Can I get him on half a hit? Yes, I can. Too chalky on this. Little too chalky. I will take it, but I'd also take the over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Over half a hit, I would take super chalk. Super chalk on that. But I would also take 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I'll get loaded up on the Manny Machado stat train right now. Manny Machado, over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. We have given out all of our MLB game picks so far. However, we still have more picks to give out, so do not be discouraged. We have more long ball, long shots of the day to give out and more player prop bets to give out. By the way, we will publish all of our picks onto our website. So all of our picks will be published to our website. We will do that in about 20 minutes or so. Before we start our fantasy football mock draft, I will post all the picks up on the screen. And Carhone, go right for it. I'd love to hear if you have a suggestion. Diego has a long ball, long shot of the day suggestion. Not a bad one at that. And that is Jose Ramirez over half a home run. I was considering it. I ultimately didn't go with it, but I don't think it's a bad play. Diego, I think you're onto something. Vlad Guerrero Jr., that's a good one too. I'm not going to take it, but it's a good play. Tito's full send is getting his celebrity shot pickup on the board. Tito's full send is going to take the Royals plus 2.5. Like that play. Like it a lot. And the Cubs plus 1.5. Some alternative line plays. Cubs plus 1.5. I have a couple of these MLB game picks that are at that 1.5 level. Real quick, I do want to see if I could get any at the 2.5, like those Royals. For these, you would have to get good odds on the plus 1.5 play, like the Royals. I'm actually on board with this. Royals plus 2.5 as well. Switching this one up, plus 2.5. Safer play. Could I get the Reds? Probably not. That's probably the only one. I understand your Cubs plus 1.5. That's a good idea as well. That's the only one I would go with. That's that alternative line. Yep, that's the only one alternative line there with Royals plus 2.5. Here are all of our MLB player prop bets that we've given out so far. I have even more to include. Believe it or not, I have even more to drop for you guys in just a few minutes. We will go through a bunch of players I think you're going to get a hit. We've done players that we like to hit home runs. We've done some stolen base picks. We've done players we think are going to strike out. We've done pitchers that are going to get walks allowed. But we are going to give out even more player prop bets, believe it or not, in just a second. That said, if you guys want to get in on our fantasy football mock draft, we will be doing a fantasy football mock draft in just a few minutes. Only 2 spots left, everybody. Only 2 spots left. We could have a full mock draft. If 2 more people want to join, it is a 10-team, half PPR snake mock draft. If you want to join that mock draft, there is a link that is pinned to the top of our Kick, Twitch, and YouTube stream, or you can DM us on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. You can DM us. We do a mock draft almost every single day, and that way you guys can play along at home, learn a lot about how you should organize your draft board when your draft comes in the next few weeks. So that mock draft is just about 15 minutes, 16 minutes away, but we still have other MLB picks to give out. I'm going to drop a few more long ball, long shots of the day on you guys. Next one I'm going to give out, Lane Thomas. Love Lane Thomas today. I could also see him getting a stolen base. I'm actually doubling down on the Lane Thomas play today. I could see him just having a monster day. He's probably the one player that I would play across the board. I am just big on him today. Lane Thomas, over half a home run, 18% implied probability, plus 450 on the odds. Like this play a lot. Like it a lot. Taking it. Additionally, over half a stolen base, 14% implied probability, but plus 600 on the odds. Just put down a quarter of a unit, a third of a unit. If a unit to you is $1, put down 30 cents. You can get a good return. 30 cents on a plus 600 bet, that's a good return. If you're obviously more than $1, great, good on you. We have another celebrity shot pick to get up on the board, and that is another one from Jorge, Sean Murphy, over half a hit. Jorge is taking Sean Murphy over half a hit. That's against the Boston Red Sox in a bullpen game for the Red Sox. That could be a good play. Let's get back to Lane Thomas, though. Also want to show where I could take Lane Thomas. Could I get him on over half a hit? Could I get him on 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs? Lane Thomas, over half a hit, is available, but at the super chalk price, not going to do that. Hits, runs, RBIs, that's what I will take at minus 140. Boom, another play that we like up on the board. If you want your celebrity shot picks up on the board, let us know. IP Shade 45 sitting on a player that we like to hit a home run. Evan Longoria, yep, he's got good numbers against this starting pitcher, so Evan Longoria to hit a home run. Let's get him up on the board. To hit a home run, 18% implied probability, plus 450 on the odds. Against Steven Matz, good righty-lefty matchup, over half a hit. We could get this at minus 185. Obviously, yes. Evan Longoria, over half a hit. And because it's a non-leg of a parlay, I don't need to do anything else. I can just take that. That is a perfectly good play for me. Definitely one that I like. No matter the platform you're watching on, if you have a question about our picks, if you want to get our picks, make sure you hit us up. If you have a question, a comment, you have a celebrity shot pick that you want up on the board, doesn't matter the platform, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Kick. We are here for all sports fans, no matter the question, no matter what you guys are focused on. We are here to hook you guys up with good picks, good plays, and hopefully a lot of good information so you can cash some tickets. In 15 minutes, we will do a fantasy football mock draft. If you want to get in on that, DM us on Instagram. DM us on Instagram. Final few minutes before that fantasy football mock draft. Because we're doing the fantasy football mock draft, I will drop a few more stolen base picks. To get us going, I will take Nico Horner, and I'm also going to I'm doubling down on the Cubs, Ian Happ as well. Taking both Cubs to get a stolen base, believe it or not. Michael Kopech gives up a lot of stolen bases. So Nico Horner to get a stolen base, 44% implied probability, folks. Great implied probability there. And additionally, plus 125, absolutely would take it. And yes, we already have Francisco Alvarez up on the board, Jorge. Already have that one. Nico Horner, over half a hit. Not available. Nico Horner, hits, runs, RBIs. I would take this one. I do like him to score a run, but a hit and a run scored, I could see that cashing as well. Over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Another one that we're going to take that I just mentioned to you guys is Ian Happ. Ian Happ, can I get him on over half a hit? Yes, I can. I'll take the over half a hit for Ian Happ. And I will also take him on the stolen base as well, just showing that to you guys. Over half a stolen base, 19% implied probability, plus 415. So, a lot of good plays that we've been putting up on the board. We've already given out 7 long ball long shots of the day. I have 2 more that I'm actually going to give out right now. I think Max Muncy hits another home run. I told you guys he hit one yesterday. He did. I think he is on fire. I think he's one of those guys that when he gets going, he hits them in bunches, 4 and 5 days, 3 and 5 days. So I think he's going to hit another home run today. Max Muncy, 24% implied probability on the home run, plus 320. Can I get him on over half a hit? I can. Once again, taking that play. Max Muncy over half a hit, taking it. Additionally, last one I'm going to give out for a long ball long shot of the day is going to be Ryan O'Hearn of the Baltimore Orioles. Ryan O'Hearn to hit a home run. Last home run pick I'm taking today, 19% implied probability, plus 420 for the smokers out there. Can I get him on over half a hit? Yes, I can at minus 230. Not really what I want to take. A little chalky. I will take it. I'll just add it to a leg of a parlay. That's Ryan O'Hearn over half a hit. It is the leg of a parlay. That's all I'm going to take with him, though. So those are all of my home run picks up on the screen. Thank you guys for tapping that screen over the course of our show. I'm not into Ketel Marte today. I don't think that's one I'm going to take, actually. Ketel Marte is not a player I would be going with. Nope. I do have some more player prop bets to give out. If you guys want some more of those, let us know. We still have more player prop bets to give out. Yandy Diaz over half a hit against Cabrera. He's hit right-handers really well. I won't take it because it's a little chalky for me, but it is a good play. It is a good play. No matter where you guys are watching, make sure you guys are following us. If you're watching on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, or TikTok Live, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're a part of this Butt Fumble Sports community. Really appreciate all of you guys out there. We are across a number of different platforms, so make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. You can always reach out to us as well. We love hearing from you guys no matter the platform, and we will be doing that fantasy football mock draft in 10 minutes, everybody. If you want in on that fantasy football mock draft, we will send you the link. Just DM us on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram, or you can hit that link on Twitch, Kick, or YouTube that's pinned at the top of the stream and check it out there. Appreciate you guys being with us. We still have some more player prop bets to get to. A few more player prop bets to get to. We're going to do a rip of players that I like to get a hit today. Just a rip of players that I like to get a hit. And we'll tack them on to our big board. We're looking for over half a hit. That's what we're looking for. Over half a hit with the players that I'm about to give you guys, doing a rip through them. Okay? Are we ready? Are we set? Let's go. DJ LeMahieu, over half a hit, taking it. DJ LeMahieu, over half a hit. Not a leg of a parlay. Let's go to the next one. It's going to be Mark Canha. Mark Canha, over half a hit. This is a good play, actually. I know you guys are like, Mark Canha, but he has really good numbers against Domingo Germán lifetime. Mark Canha, over half a hit. Let's get to another one. Let's go Brandon Nimmo. Over half a hit. Little chalky for me. Little chalky. Will take it, but leg of a parlay play. Over half a hit. Little chalky. Let's keep ripping through these. Next one that we're going to look at is Candelario. Over half a hit. Too chalky. Not going to take it. Let's go to... I might take him on hits, runs, RBIs, though. Let's go to hits, runs, RBIs. 1.5. I do like this one, so I will take it. That's right. We give out a lot of plays every single day. I'm sure you guys are like, man, Butt Fumble Sports gives out a lot of picks. And the answer is, yes, we do. We give out a lot of picks every single day, but they're not based off of players that I love, my favorite players around the league. These are all based off of data, trends, analytics. So we try to bring good information. We don't use our butt. That's what Mark Sanchez does. We don't use our butt fumble. We try to use our head, try to find the best plays for you every single day. Let's go to Chris Bryant. Over half a hit, too chalky. Could I get him on the hits, runs, and RBIs? Probably at 1.5. Probably worth taking. I'll take it. Chris Bryant, over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Next one that I'm going to take, going back to hits. We're looking for hits. We want them hits. Those bangers. Josh Bell, over half a hit. Too chalky. Too chalky, not going to take it. What about Josh Naylor? Not going to take it at the 1.5. Not going to do it. Miles Straw, over half a hit. Too chalky on this. Hits, runs, RBIs, though. I kind of like this play. Not going to take it, but letting you guys know about it. Miles Straw, really good numbers against the starting pitcher he'll be facing. Okay, next one we're going to look at is Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr., over half a hit. Nope, not available to us. Not going to take the hits, runs, RBIs. Will we want to take it at the 1.5? Yes, we do. I will take it. Bobby Witt Jr. over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Final few picks that we're going to give out. And by the way, IP Shade 45 is sitting on one that we really like as well. Brandon Belt, you hit the nail right on the head. IP Shade 45. Brandon Belt. He's not available. He's not available, but I would take him. So Brandon Belt, if you can get the over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs, take it. Take it. If you can, take it. Additionally, let's keep going. Over half a hit, Alex Verdugo. Over half a hit, even at the minus 240, I would take it. Alex Verdugo, over half a hit. Leg of a parlay. Next one that we're going to go with. Suarez of the Mariners. Over half a hit, not chalky. Like it. We will put all of our picks up on our website right now, everybody. But Fumble Sports has just a few more picks we want to give out. After that, we will be done with our picks and we will move on to our mock draft. So everybody, we are giving out the final few picks, giving them all out. Thank you for the confetti. That confetti is just flying through the air. Thank you so much for the confetti. How about Xander Bogaerts? Over half a hit? Yes, we can, and yes, we will. Xander Bogaerts, over half a hit. It's the leg of a parlay. Technically at minus 208 it is. Couple more for you, and then we will post all of these up to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Final few. Austin Slater, over half a hit, taking it. It is a leg of a parlay, over half a hit. Couple more for you. Patrick Bailey. Patrick Bailey, over half a hit. Leg of a parlay play as well. Patrick Bailey, over half a hit. Leg of a parlay. Couple more, probably two more for you. Two more. Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is 1.5. I like him on the over half a run. We did it yesterday. The over half a run is what I would take. That's Mookie Betts over half a run. That's what I would take. And our last player prop bet. Last player prop bet that we're going to give out to you guys is going to be Will Smith. Don't slap me. Will Smith. Over half a hit? No. How about hits, runs, and RBIs? 1.5. I'm going to take it. That's Will Smith of the Dodgers. Over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Those are all of our MLB player prop bets today, folks. Boy, have we given out a lot of picks today. We have given out a ton of picks today. Harley, you're hilarious. That is very funny, Harley. That is very funny. That is very funny. I appreciate that. With that said, we have given out a lot of picks today. We are going to do our mock draft in just a couple of minutes. But for right now, I am going to post all of the picks. Every pick that I just gave out, I am going to copy and put it up onto our website, buttfumblesports.com. So if you want to see all of our picks all in one place, go to our website right now, buttfumblesports.com. I'm going to post all of these picks right now. Getting these up here, just need to give ourselves a cover athlete and give ourselves a few titles here. But we will give out all of these player prop bets, all of these MLB game picks, everything that we have given out today, we are going to put out on our website in the next 2 minutes, everybody. So that way you guys can check them out. The ones you want to follow, you have them. The ones you want to fade, you'll know which ones to fade. So you'll have all of those picks all in one place. Just putting the final few touches on it so you guys can get it right now. Who should be our cover athlete of the day? Who's someone that we like today to hit a home run? That's usually who I go with, the cover athlete. Let's go with Manny Machado. I'll go with Manny Machado as our cover athlete for this one. Let's get Manny Machado up here. Okay, and everybody, our picks are officially published on our website. So if you guys missed any of our picks, they are on our website. By the way, thank you so much, IP Shade 45. Yeah, no show tomorrow. We are breaking our Cal Ripken-like streak. I might jump on TikTok Live later tomorrow, but because of dental surgery, I will not be doing that. However, our work isn't done yet. We have posted all of our picks up to the website, buttfumblesports.com. So if you guys want to go check out those picks, they are available to you at buttfumblesports.com. Make sure you check those out. Again, buttfumblesports.com. We have published all of those picks, so you can go check those out right now, buttfumblesports.com. And hello, everybody, and welcome to our fantasy football mock draft of the day. Every single day, Butt Fumble Sports does a fantasy football mock draft to help you fantasy football owners get a little bit more insight on how you should be building your fantasy football roster, approaching your mock draft, approaching your competition as we get closer to the NFL season. So, today's mock draft will feature 10 teams. It is a 10-team snake draft, half PPR. One more time, a snake draft, half PPR, and it is a 10-team league. We have 8 people who will be participating in this one, just making sure no one else is going to be left out in the cold. If you guys want to participate in our fantasy football mock draft every single day, you guys can hit us up on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. We will do a mock draft almost every single day at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you're watching this video after the fact on YouTube and you want to join us, Butt Fumble Sports will do a fantasy football mock draft almost every single day at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Just DM us on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports, or go to our YouTube, Twitch, or Kick pages, and we will have a link pinned to those live streams. So, we've done a lot of talking. Now it's time to do some picking, everybody. So, we have our 8 teams. I'm going to randomize the draft order. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Randomizing. And Jorge the GOAT will go first. Ben Barnes will be second. Butt Fumble Sports will be third. Again, this is a half PPR league. We have 2 auto drafters at 4 and 5. They're going to define a lot of this draft. Some of you guys have some auto drafters in your league, so it's actually not terrible to have some mock drafts in which you get a computer kind of throwing a wrench into how you pick things. IP Shade 45 will go 6th. El Pinche Humba is going number 7, and Andrew is going number 8. So that is our order. Hope you guys have a lot of fun. And again, if you guys want to get in our fantasy football mock drafts every single day, just DM us, Butt Fumble Sports, on Instagram. And with that, it is time. We are underway. Let's get the fantasy football mock draft going. Half PPR league, everybody. Half PPR league. That'll play a big factor in how we draft half PPR. Jorge is our first drafter. Jorge. Oh, forgive me. It's an 8-team parlay. 8-team mock draft. 8-team mock draft. Excuse me. 8 teams. 8-team mock draft. So McCaffrey and Eckler obviously go 1 and 2. Not surprised by that. In a half PPR league, that's where I expected to go. Normally, I would say take a running back right away, but in that number 3 position in a snake draft in a half PPR league, I actually feel like this is an okay spot to take Justin Jefferson. Because it's half PPR and because I'm in the 3 spot, already McCaffrey and Eckler are gone, I will take Justin Jefferson. That starts a run on wide receiver. Jefferson, Chase, and Cooper Kupp come off the board. Kind of happy I started the run on wide receiver when I did, since I got the best one. IP Shade 45 takes Bijan Robinson. Not a bad pick, even though we might think he's a little high. Not in a half PPR league, that's a good play. Surprised El Pinche went with Travis Kelce. That first tight end comes off the board very early. Again, this is an 8-man snake draft in a half PPR. 8-man. Got that wrong before. It's an 8-man league. 8-man league. Andrew is on the clock for this 8-team half PPR snake draft. We do a mock draft almost every single day, so we can all prepare for our fantasy football season. Tyreek Hill comes off the board, so Andrew takes Tyreek Hill. 4 wide receivers already off the board. 3 running backs, and the 1 tight end. In a half PPR, and by the way, in an 8-man league, that's why I made it the 8-man, now remembering it with the half PPR. Little tricky, so where does Andrew go on this next pick as the clock dwindles down on him? Appreciate all those who follow us. Make sure you hit that follow button if you're watching on Twitch, Kick, or of course on YouTube and TikTok Live. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're following us. Make sure you're part of this Butt Fumble Sports community. Andrew taking his time on this one. Might have forgotten that he had the double picks because he made the Tyreek Hill pick and then was a little slow on this. So time is now up, and Andrew with the auto pick. Saquon Barkley, not bad, especially now that we know he's going to be in camp. Nick Chubb goes next, so a bit of a run on running back here in the second round to start. Let's see if Bijan Robinson goes wide receiver or if he goes running back again. Top players: Taylor, Diggs, Brown, Lamb, Mahomes, and Adams. Stevenson comes off the board, then Jonathan Taylor and Stephon Diggs. Very interesting, the run on running back that happened in the second round. I'm starting to get shut out on running back. It's making me a little nervous. I'm going to take a bit of a reach here. I'm going to have to do something to take a bit of a reach. I'm going to take Breece Hall and take a bit of a reach on a running back just to make sure I get one of the running backs that I want. Ben Barnes has been my nemesis in a number of these mock drafts, so I had to make sure I got one running back that I like. Might be a bit of a reach on Breece Hall. I understand that. Josh Jacobs goes next to Ben Barnes. I wasn't crazy about Josh Jacobs, so happy Ben Barnes took a reach on that one, maybe a little bit. In a half PPR, is Josh Jacobs as valuable? We'll have to see. Jorge the GOAT is going to go next. Will he go wide receiver? Will he go back to the running back position? Will he take the first quarterback off the board? Of course, tight end, there's Kelsey came off, but we still have plenty of tight ends still available. Where will Jorge the GOAT go with his second overall pick? He's going to go Tony Pollard. Very interesting. Now, 2 running backs in the bag. Does he go to the wide receiver position? He does. Garrett Wilson, I do like that pick. McCaffrey, Pollard, and Wilson. Strong start for Jorge the GOAT in this half PPR 8-man league. Ben Barnes takes Travis Etienne. That was one of the other running backs that I like. I knew he was going to do that. The 3 running backs that I had identified for my 2 running back positions were Hall, Etienne, and Jahmyr Gibbs in this half PPR league. So I knew Ben Barnes was going to take one of the ones that I wanted. Fortunately, he didn't take both. So I will take Breece Hall and then Jahmyr Gibbs with this pick. Team 4 loading up on the wide receivers. So 3 of the top 10 wide receivers all on one team. Goes to show what the auto draft kind of does to these drafts. Team 5's Cooper Kupp, Jonathan Taylor, and A.J. Brown. Devontae Adams goes to IP Shade 45. El Pinche takes Patrick Mahomes. El Pinche, once again, takes a lot of Chiefs. I think that might be early on Mahomes in this 8-man league, but interesting that you took him there. Andrew takes Derrick Henry, so Andrew has 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs. Note that Andrew's taking both wide receivers on the Miami Dolphins. I like that as long as Tua stays healthy. If he doesn't, you're really relying on Mike White, so hopefully you get good health from Tua Tagovailoa. Mr. Brown, what are my thoughts on the Cleveland Browns? I think they're going to be much improved this year, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Okay, T. Higgins comes off the clock to El Pinche, who finally gets a wide receiver. He's building out that starting lineup. Meanwhile, IP Shade 45 takes his 3rd running back. Jalen Hurts, second quarterback off the board. And Team 4 continues to take wide receivers. I hate that they keep doing that. Amon-Ra St. Brown was absolutely the wide receiver I was going to take next. Unfortunately, off the board. I have to go, I think, to wide receiver. Yeah, I'm going to go to wide receiver, and I'm going to wait on another running back. I'll take another running back. Given that the running back position is so valued, I'm running out of time. I'll take Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones with Jordan Love, especially given that this is a half PPR mock draft, I think Aaron Jones's value as a receiver is going to be shown, trying to give Jordan Love that safety valve to go to. That's why I took Aaron Jones there. So I have my 3 running backs. That way, Ben Barnes couldn't screw me out of a running back in his 2 picks. He took Devontae Smith. That's where I was going to go if I did go wide receiver. Mr. Brown, I love it. Nick Chubb, he's going to have a good year, I think. Part of the reason I think he's going to have a good year is because I actually think the Browns' offense is going to be more balanced. Jorge the GOAT goes with Chris Olave, and then goes Lamar Jackson. Interesting, he went Lamar Jackson. He could have an MVP caliber year. Jorge the GOAT, building out a nice roster. 2 good running backs, 2 good wide receivers, and Lamar Jackson, a quarterback. 3 quarterbacks off the board. This is a half PPR league. Ben Barnes has 3 running backs, took a wide receiver with his last pick, goes back to wide receiver with Deebo Samuel. In the half PPR league, I like this pick, especially in the 5th round. Feel like there's good value there. I'm going to go back to the wide receiver position myself. I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley. Might be a slight reach on this. Maybe you guys like Metcalf more, but I do like Calvin Ridley at this spot. Team 4 goes tight end with Mark Andrews. Team 5 goes tight end with TJ Hawkinson. So a bit of a tight end run here in round 5, both by the auto drafting teams. Very interesting. The fact that the auto drafting teams felt that tight end was the position of value right here. IP Shade 45 goes DK Metcalf. That's a good pick. El Pinche goes Amari Cooper. That's a strong pick. So the wide receivers and the tight ends are what's going in round 5 of this 8-man half PPR snake draft. Hope you guys are following Butt Fumble Sports. No matter the platform you're watching on, hit that follow button on the video, and of course, hit the like button as well. We really appreciate the support you show Butt Fumble Sports. We do a mock draft almost every single day at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. If you guys want to join the mock draft, make sure you DM us on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. That's Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram to join our fantasy football mock drafts every single day at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Andrew goes with quarterback to Justin Fields. There have been 4 quarterbacks taken. Interesting that they've kind of been scattered. We haven't seen a true run on quarterbacks throughout the draft so far. So interesting that they're just kind of being scattered amongst the 8 teams. In an 8-team league, you can afford to wait on quarterback. Quarterback is not a position that I would highly value in an 8-team league, especially in a half PPR league. It allows you to take other positions of greater value. So that's one of the things I would focus on. Put quarterbacks later, think the 7th round on quarterbacks in an 8-man league. Because there are so many talented quarterbacks. You can get Deshaun Watson. You can get Trevor Lawrence. You could get Kirk Cousins or Dak Prescott. You could get a number of quarterbacks. Jared Goff, Tua Tagovailoa. You do not need to reach on a quarterback in a 6th round, 5th round, anything like that. Unless you really have someone you have your heart set on. George Kittle comes off the clock to Andrew, kind of continuing the run on tight end for a little bit. Walker comes off. IP Shade 45 took Josh Allen. Run on Allen's apparently as Keenan Allen, and then Joe Burrow goes to Team 4. So quarterback, a bit of a run here. I think I'm going to wait on quarterback for another round. Only concern, I could see that Ben Barnes could take one of the 2 quarterbacks I like, but I actually feel like I have enough quarterbacks up there that I like. I'll take the risk. I'll go get another receiver. In a half PPR league, I actually think DJ Moore is going to be a good play. There are some other running backs I like. I do need a tight end at some point. Maybe go after Kyle Pitts. I'll take Kyle Pitts right now. Take that tight end right now. I have 2 wide receivers. That's the only reason I didn't take the wide receiver. I do think that DJ Moore is a good pick right now, but I'm willing to wait on it. Joe Mixon goes next to Ben Barnes, not a running back I had my eye on, so happy about that. Let's see where Jorge the GOAT goes next. Over his last 3 picks, he's gone with 2 wide receivers and a quarterback. Will he go tight end? No, he goes DJ Moore. Smart pick. As you guys know, I like it. Will he go tight end now? He does. Dallas Goedert, that run on tight end. He didn't want to get shut out, so he got his starting tight end. Where does Ben Barnes go? He needs a tight end as well. He also needs a quarterback. Let's see where he goes. I'm going to go probably with a quarterback with my next pick, so I'm very curious to know if he goes tight end or quarterback. Either way, I have two quarterbacks that I like, Herbert and Lawrence, so I'm in a good position here where Ben Barnes can't box me out of at least one of the players I like. In the draft so far, he went 3 straight running backs, really strong too. Eckler, Jacobs, and ETN in a half PPR. He also got Joe Mixon. He's got 3 wide receivers as well. I'll go Justin Herbert. In this 7th round, I think that's a strong play. Dameon Pierce goes next. That's a strong pick from Team 5, or rather Team 4. I think that's his Team 4. That's his first running back. Waited too long on the running back, but got a good one. McLaurin goes to Team 5. IP Shade 45 goes Jerry Jeudy. Interesting pick by IP Shade 45. El Pinche, where does he go now? Went Amari Cooper 2 picks ago. Kenneth Walker III with his last pick. And he'll go Jackson Smith and Jigba in this round 7 pick. Andrew on the clock. Will Andrew get back to wide receiver or running back? He has 2 of each. Andrew building out a nice starting lineup thus far. Takes DeAndre Hopkins. As you guys know, Hopkins and Cooper Kupp are 2 of those wide receivers I'll probably be nominating in an auction draft, but I won't be bidding on. I actually think they could be some capital draining bait for some of my opponents in an auction draft. Let's see where Andrew goes next. He goes Dalvin Cook and doubles down on those kind of risky plays. Might have some reward there. El Pinche goes with Isaiah Pacheco. Nice pick there by El Pinche. I like that pick. IP Shade 45 next on the clock. Dobbins, Sanders, Watson. We have a run on running back right now. A run on running back. Cook, Pacheco, Dobbins, Sanders, and Akers. A run on running back. James Conner, Swift, Madison remain on the board. I'm going to keep the run on running back going. I have 3 running backs. I want a 4th. Not too many remaining. I'll go to the Philadelphia Eagles. They have a great offensive line. No reason for me to think DeAndre Swift won't get good opportunity, both as a runner and a receiver. I'll take DeAndre Swift. So the run on running back. There's been a running back in with every pick of this 8th round. Very interesting. Goes to show getting depth at the running back position is so valued. This is an 8-team league, half PPR. Ben Barnes finally gets his tight end, takes Darren Waller in the 8th round. Jorge the GOAT is now on the clock with the last pick of the 8th round. Again, if you guys want to join our fantasy football mock drafts every day, make sure you DM us. Hit us up on Instagram, Fumble Sports on Instagram, a place where you can go to get the link so you can join this fantasy football mock draft every day. Let's see what Jorge did. Jorge went with Connor and Kirk. Ben Barnes went with Madison. Expected him to do that. Could use another wide receiver here. I'll go with Chris Godwin. I think he'll be the number 1 receiver for the Tampa Bay Bucks. So I think that's a bit of a steal in the 9th round, just as my 3rd wide receiver. I think that's a comfortable play. And there's been a run on wide receiver afterwards with Watson and Ayuk. Like that, I got the player I wanted there. IP Shade 45 is the next picker on the clock with Andrew to follow. El Pinche and then Andrew to follow. El Pinche, also known as Diego. Hope you guys are enjoying this mock draft and getting good value and information from it. Hey, the way our pickers are making their selections and the auto drafts are making their selections, they tell you on how you can kind of anticipate where players are going to go, which rounds you could see a run on a certain position. So a lot of good information here. IP Shade 45, continue to go wide receiver. Marquise Brown, really don't like that. Don't like the offense, passing offense of the Cardinals, so surprised you took that play. Mike Williams was available. I think that's a steal for El Pinche to be able to get Mike Williams, falls in your lap. I think that's a strong play. Andrew, next up on the clock. Andrew has doubled down on some of those free agents or former free agents from this offseason in DeAndre Hopkins and Dalvin Cook. Where will Andrew go next with the last pick of round 9? Oh, interesting. Charbonnet getting some running back depth. Very interesting there. Michael Pittman, next one to go. James Cook. James Cook might not be as valuable if Dalvin Cook ends up in Buffalo. By the way, I think Dalvin Cook's going to end up being a Buffalo Bill because of that injury to Nyheim Hines. Nyheim Hines being out for the remainder of the year because of a jet ski accident. I think that could actually land Dalvin Cook on the Buffalo Bills. Okay, I am going to double down on my tight end position, believe it or not. I'm going to take Evan Ingram to go with Kyle Pitts. I'm going to double down on those two positions. Again, this is a half PPR league. Evan Ingram is a highly targeted wide receiver for the Jaguars. I like this one, so I'm going to double down on my tight ends and take Ingram and take Pitts. I don't have issues with injury. I can play the matchup each week. Both are going to be highly targeted receivers, so I'm doubling down on tight end. Might be a bit of a reach, but like it. Because I figure both of those, they almost play like wide receivers in those two offenses. Atlanta and in Jacksonville, the tight end is going to be targeted maybe 7-8 times a game. That's the number of targets I want. Hopefully that results in about 5-6 catches. So that's why I like those two players. Mike Evans is the next one off the clock. That could end up being a nice steal for Ben Barnes if Mike Evans has a nice bounce back year. Christian Kirk was the last pick of Jorge the GOAT. Let's see where he goes to finish out round 10. David Montgomery is Jorge's round 10 pick. Round 11 starts with Freiermuth. He's doubling down on those tight ends as well. I think you could see a lot of people double down on the tight end position because tight end is really becoming more of like a flex wide receiver. Sam Laporta in Buffalo, in Detroit rather. Dalton Kincaid in Buffalo. Dalton Schultz with the Houston Texans. David Njoku of the Browns. Cole Kmet. These are all tight ends that could have good years and could actually make for good pickups as a second tight end to kind of balance out with whoever your number one is. Ben Barnes doubled up on the wide receivers in the last two picks. Evans and Addison, a bit surprised by that. I need another wide receiver, so I will go to that position. I wasn't going to look at Addison. By the way, Kadarius Toney has been hurt in this practice a couple days ago, and he will require surgery. So Toney is no longer as interesting a play to me. I like Dotson. Jahan Dotson, he really showed me something last year. I think he could get enough targets to make it worth it. Yeah, Brandon Cooks was a thought, but I'll go Dotson. I think he's just going to get more opportunities. Williams goes next. Rachaad White goes after that. A bit of a run on running back by the two auto-picking teams as we continue through round 11 of this 8-team, half PPR snake mock draft. Run on running back continues. Kamara goes next. El Pinche, doubling down on the tight end position, goes with Dalton Kincaid. That could end up being a really nice pick. He looks like he's going to be the tight end one for the Buffalo Bills. Andrew on the clock. Only a few more rounds left. Again, in a half PPR league, you want to make sure that you get as much depth at the wide receiver, tight end, and running back positions as possible because they are what's more valued. Andrew with a great pick there. That is a steal. Zay Flowers was going to be the pick in the next round for me. So Andrew, good job identifying a good pick there. Zay Flowers, it was a question between Dotson and Flowers. I went with Dotson. Probably regret it. Flowers, I think that's a really good pick. Really good pick by Andrew. He then takes Dalton Schultz, who could be a sleeper pick in that Houston Texans offense. Brandon Cooks goes next. Shade 45 took the 49ers defense. We're getting around that point. Rounds 12, 13. People are going to start to take the defenses. It's a trend that I'm going to jump on. I think it's probably one round too early, but since IP Shade 45 kicked off the trend, I'm going to go with it. I'll take the Eagles defense. Sarah, hope you're having a great day. Appreciate you following us on Twitch. If you're a fantasy football fan and you want to join these mock drafts, make sure you DM us on Instagram. That's Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. And that way you can join our fantasy football mock draft every single day at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to get in on these fantasy football mock drafts, make sure you hit us up. We'll share the link with you and you can claim your team. Sarah, hope you're having a great day. Jorge the GOAT goes with Quentin Johnston with his next pick. We are now into round 13. Only 3 more rounds to go. 3 more rounds to go. Jorge the GOAT. Will he go defense? Will he get another backup player for his bench? Jorge the GOAT. Round 13. Goes Jets defense. Smart pick. Smart pick. There's going to be a run on defense in this round, I bet. Trevor Lawrence, great pick by Ben Barnes. That's what I was going to do. I was going to get that backup quarterback. Great pick. Because he took it, I'm not going to. I'll go in a different direction. I have 4 running backs so far. I'm going to go Jamal Williams. I'll just take a flyer on him. Get an extra running back. In a half PPR, if I couldn't get the quarterback, the backup quarterback I wanted, no issue, just taking another running back. IP Shade 45 takes Justin Tucker, the first kicker off the board. Clearly, there are certain players in every draft, in every league, where they're like, I want to be the first to take a defense. I want to be the first to take a kicker. That way I can box everybody else out. Clearly, in our mock draft today, that was IP Shade 45. El Pinche goes with the Cowboys defense. I think that could actually be a really good pick. I think the Cowboys defense could be much better than we expect, or at least some of the sports media analysts expect. Andrew, final pick of round 13, and then we will have the final 2 rounds to go. Expect a lot of defense and a lot of kicker. He goes Zeke Elliott and takes a bit of a flyer. Zeke Elliott hasn't been signed yet. But it sounds like the Dallas Cowboys could easily bring him back. So, Andrew, will he go defense? Will he go kicker with this round 14 pick? Took Zeke Elliott with his last pick. Where will Andrew go next? Final 2 rounds. He goes the Miami Dolphins defense. McPherson goes next. Then Mayer, Buffalo Bills defense. Carlson goes next to team 4. Perfect, because that leaves me being able to take Harrison Butker before Ben Barnes. Eat it, Ben. Eat the Bub Fumble. So Ben Barnes has to take a different kicker. I take Butker. He takes Bass. Run on kicker. Jorge will probably take a kicker with one of these 2 picks. But what will the other one be? He takes McManus. Really good pick. Again, why you can wait on a kicker? Because there are enough kickers in this league. There are enough points being scored where there are plenty of good kickers to be around. By the way, is Trevor Lawrence your your QB1? Yes, he is. Wow, Ben Barnes got Trevor Lawrence in round 13 as his number 1 quarterback. That is a great draft by Ben Barnes. Give a lot of credit to him to be able to get Trevor Lawrence in round 13 as your starting quarterback. You could address a lot of other positions. So we're going to review everyone's picks, but that's a nice job by Ben Barnes. Jorge takes Cortland Sutton. Ben goes with the Patriots defense. I'm going to double down on defenses, and I'll take the Steelers. Ravens went next, then Younghoe Koo. Final few picks of the draft. IP Shade 45. Again, this is an 8-team, half PPR snake draft that we are completing right now. Pickens comes off the board. Prescott comes off the board. And finally, last pick for Andrew. Last pick of the draft for Andrew. Michael Thomas, good flyer. Okay, let's review each team so you guys can take a look at how each team went about its business. Jorge, the GOAT, went with those 2 running backs to start. Like where he started, obviously. McCaffrey, half PPR league, smart play. Tony Pollard, I'm not as high on him as some others, but not a bad pick. Love Wilson, really strong. Then you took Olave. You had to wait around the snake draft to come back your way, but you got Olave. Then you had Lamar Jackson, and I really like the Lamar Jackson pick. Think that could be an MVP caliber pick right there. Back half of the draft, kind of all over the place a little bit. I'm not as high on James Conner. David Montgomery, interesting pick. He could get those touchdowns that Jamal Williams had last year. I do like Christian Kirk. Freiermuth, pairing him with Goddard. Quentin Johnston, and then the Jets and McManus. Getting those 2 in your final 2 rounds, pretty solid. Ben Barnes, I thought he had a really good draft. I thought Ben did really well for himself. Eckler, Jacobs, and Etienne, a really strong way to start. Still got Devontae Smith and Deebo Samuel in a half PPR league. Those are guys who get a lot of reception, so I like that. Joe Mixon is probably someone I wasn't crazy about. Thought there was probably better value there. But Drake London, I'm actually higher on than some other people, so I like that pick. Darren Waller could have a good year. Pairing him with David Njoku, that's a nice 1-2 combination, especially given that those guys usually miss a game or 2. They have some injuries, so having the combination of the 2 makes up for one really good tight end. Madison, a bit of a flyer, but knew that you needed another running back, so I get it. Like what you did at wide receiver here with Evans and Addison. Ben Barnes, though, with the steal late of the draft, getting Trevor Lawrence in round 13 as his starting quarterback, that's a really good steal. So nice job by Ben Barnes there. That's a good pick. Now, Ben Barnes didn't take a... Yeah, he did. Sorry. Ben Barnes also took a defense. He took that Patriots defense. So, good pick there. Able to at least put together a good final 3 rounds in terms of value. How do I evaluate my own draft? Well, given that the 2 running backs I wanted were off the board in pick number 3, really tough to pick the 3rd pick of a draft. If it's not Austin Eckler for me, I probably go Justin Jefferson almost every single time in a snake draft. Too early to take Bijan Robinson. That's why I waited on him. I get the number 1 wide receiver in a half PPR. I do like it. Breece Hall, probably a reach on this, but there were 3 running backs I really liked. I was worried about the next team taking one of the 3 or maybe 2 of the 3. They were Hall, Travis Etienne, and Jahmyr Gibbs. I got 2 of them. I like that. Aaron Jones could be a nice pick. Depends how they use him with Jordan Love, but in a half PPR, willing to take the chance. Like Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts might have been a reach, but felt like someone else was going to grab him if I didn't, so I took him, paired him with Evan Ingram. Really like the combination of those 2. They really play like a big wide receiver for their 2 teams in the offense. Took Justin Herbert, did consider taking another backup quarterback, ended up not. Trevor Lawrence was considering it until he was taken. Swift and Williams, former teammates, now both on new teams. Like Swift more, though, behind that Eagles offense. Wide receiver, I really don't have depth. That's the one thing I failed on. I'm really top-heavy, so Dotson and Godwin, not as crazy about them as wide receiver number 3 for my team, so that's probably where I failed. I did get 2 defenses. Probably could have invested a little bit more into the wide receiver position. Looking at Team 4, Team 4 just loaded up on wide receivers. That was an auto-drafting team. I definitely expect them to be trading some of those wide receivers if they were a real team. They then go to Mark Andrews at the tight end position. They just waited too long on running back. Sure, they got 5 running backs in the final 7 rounds of the draft, but to me, this is a mistake. You waited too long to get top running backs. You're going to be trading wide receivers to try to get running backs. Hard to get people to trade you running backs. Just really difficult. So I don't like Team 4 at all. Team 5, a bit more balanced. Really focused on building like a really good starting lineup. Kupp, Taylor, Brown, Hurts, Hawkinson. But again, waited too long on running back. Sanders was RB2, just too long. Don't like what they did. So the two auto drafting teams loaded up too much on the wide receiver position, not enough on running back. IP Shade 45, love how he started. Bijan Robinson, really like that. Ramondre Stevenson, pretty good pick, maybe a bit of a reach, but given you wouldn't get the opportunity to get him in the third round, not a bad play. Devontae Adams, I like it. Najee Harris, okay on it, not crazy about it, but you have your three running backs at least, so you're set. You get DK Metcalf, I like that. Jerry Jeudy, not high on. Marquise Hollywood Brown is the pick that I really don't understand in Shade 45's draft. Just wasn't crazy about that at all. Felt like there were other players available that were worth taking. Took a second quarterback before taking a tight end. Interesting there. Went with Deshaun Watson. Kind of surprised by that. Did take Michael Mayer late. Not a bad pick, but you're very loaded on the Raiders passing game. Davante Adams and Michael Mayer. Don't like taking both of them on the same team. That's a lot of hope and expectation on Jimmy G's arm and his health. Don't like that. So you're right, IP Shade 45, really not crazy about your draft. You reach a little bit on the 49ers defense, and Tucker probably took them one round too early on both. Because of that, not a favorite draft of mine. You've had better. El Pinche, how did El Pinche do? Like what he did in terms of building a really strong starting lineup. Kelsey, Mahomes, Chubb, you could argue those are three of the top players at their position, and I like the wide receivers he took, Higgins and Cooper. I actually think that El Pinche had one of the better drafts in this mock. Additionally, Jackson Smith-Njigba, like this pick. Maybe a slight reach, but not by much. Pretty good. Think Pacheco is a really nice RB3, actually. James Cook's probably the one I wasn't crazy about, especially if Dalvin Cook comes to town. He really isn't as valuable. But that said, I really like what he did here, especially Cooks, Williams, Smith-Njigba. Those are three good backups to go with Higgins and Cooper. So I like what El Pinche did here. He got the Cowboys defense. That could end up being a steal. Dalton Kincaid as a backup tight end to Travis Kelce. That is a great pick. McPherson as well. Just didn't get a defense. He's going to have to get has a defense with the Cowboys, rather. Got McPherson. So this is a pretty good team. I like this team overall. He might need a second defense to go with the Cowboys just because there are going to be some weeks that the Cowboys play some good offenses. He might want to have a backup, but you can get that off the waiver wire, so no issue there. El Pinche, really strong draft. Finally, let's look at Andrew. Last team that we're going to look at from our mock draft. Andrew went with the two Dolphin wide receivers, Hill and Waddle. Also went with Barkley and Henry. Like the names, I don't know if in a half PPR, if Henry is as valuable, but in round 4 to get Derrick Henry, that's a good pick. So love where Andrew, just a little too much faith maybe on Tua Tagovailoa's health, but love what Andrew did in the mock draft first few rounds. Took Justin Fields. I like that pick. I'm not as big on Justin Fields as some others are. I think maybe this is slightly too early. You could have maybe waited a round or two to get him. But still, I don't think it's a terrible play. Additionally, took George Kittle. Not bad. This is where I started to question your picks. Hopkins, Cook, Charbonnet, and Pittman. There isn't really one player in that group I'm gaga about unless it's Dalvin Cook. If Dalvin Cook signs with the Buffalo Bills, then I love that pick. But I'm not as big on Hopkins out with the Titans as others are. Charbonnet is a backup, not as many opportunities. And Pittman, don't know what I'm getting in the Colts passing offense. Where you won me back, Andrew, I love Zay Flowers at the end of the 11th round. That was a steal. That would be one of the best picks, I think, in this draft. I think that'll end up going down as one of the better picks. So good job by Andrew there. Dalton Kincaid to pair him with Kittle. Think that's a good combo. Again, kind of keeping this trend on running backs with a question mark next to him. Maybe good return on the risk. Ezekiel Elliott to go with Dalvin Cook. Very interesting. And then you took the Dolphins defense and Michael Thomas. So just an interesting draft by Andrew. Took some chances. Also took some kind of brand name plays. So very interesting there what Andrew did. Appreciate all of you guys joining us for our fantasy football mock draft. Once again, we do a fantasy football mock draft almost every single day here at Butt Fumble Sports. Make sure you guys are following us. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're a member of this Butt Fumble Sports community. So hit that follow button. Hit that like button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching the video after the fact, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And of course, DM us on Instagram. If you want to join our fantasy football mock drafts every single day, make sure that you hit us up on Instagram. That's Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Again, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Just DM us there. We'll send you a link and you can participate in our mock drafts that we have at 1:30 p.m. almost every single day. With that said, our picks from today's show are up on our website, buttfumblesports.com. So if you check out our website, you can see all the picks that we gave out during our show. Ton of player prop bets, ton of MLB game picks, WNBA picks as well. So a lot of picks that we gave out over the course of the show. Make sure you go check those out. Appreciate all of you guys being with us every single day. Appreciate the support you guys show us. Want to give a big shout out to my producer behind the scenes. Does an outstanding job for us. So a big shout out to you. Better and better every day. Really working hard. Appreciate all the hustle and effort that you put into the content and into the network. Big shout out to our loyal viewers. No matter where you watch, no matter how often you contribute, we love the support you guys show us. We love hearing from you. If you guys ever want to reach out to us, hit us up on our platforms. Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Instagram, as well as Sports Fumble on Twitter. And like I say at the end of every show, I hope you guys stay healthy. I hope you stay safe. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening tonight. And I hope you cash a ton of tickets. I cannot wait to see you again.